Hello everyone, welcome back to another Minecraft Tower 2. Today we're gonna tackle the Tunisian cave houses. Probably wondering why I'm standing in the middle of the desert? Well, that's because the houses are also in the middle of the desert and well, they're down there. Tunisia, there's a lot of sandstorms and heat waves, so what they do is they build their houses more underground, so it's cooler and protects them from all the weather effects. It's actually very smart. Let's just say I did some of it did a little bit of a creative liberty, like one of these ponds. There's multiple families living in one of these residentials. So there's multiple caves as well. There's caves that have their own purpose. There's a storage cave, there's a kitchen cave. There's pretty much a lot of it. There's also plenty of caves where people live. In this particular example, I only used one living quarter because I'm all alone, I'm all by myself, so I don't really need to make 10 living quarters. And a little bit further, you got the library, we can enchant your weapons, your armor. Then once you go down, you got your little cart over there if you wanna bring your supplies to another camp or to a bigger village. And you got the camel. I didn't place the camel here, he came from the down over there, and while I was building he suddenly came down here and I just accepted the fact that he was here and implemented him in my build. I'm sorry little camel, you'll be free one day. Then there's another pond over here, the waterfall comes from up there as well, so it drizzles down. Also for the pond I used brown mushroom blocks. You can also use a terracotta, but I actually like the mushroom blocks as well. A little well here, we got some decorational stuff. The flooring as well is not only sand, it's also concrete powder to give it more of a texture and more color variation. I got this eating place with just the bench and the log. You can decide whatever you want to use as a sitting place. More storage for here, you can store your food, you got your logs you can put your fire on with. And this fireplace, they're all basically armor stands with helmets. You can see. It looks like there's stone around it to make sure that the fire doesn't spread, but they're just armor stands. Right. Moving on, we got the dangerous mine here, so you got to beware for that. Maybe make sure there are no monsters coming out there. And it's also very endless. To achieve this kind of darkness, if you're on full brightness, because obviously if you give your brightness on full in your settings, like this, then everything is going to be very bright, right? But if you have it on normal, on default, it will look very dark on its own. But I'm a little baby boy and I want it on the brightest. But anyway, it still looks very dark down there, and that's because the little thingy over here, where you use multiple glass, so these are all glass, and behind that there's concrete. It's a very old technique, but it works pretty well. For example, you want to have like a very dark pit, right? So you use dark glass, or you can even use tinted glass, I imagine. And you use black concrete, or any concrete you want to have. And then you basically go down but a little bit. It doesn't have to be that deep. I think this might be enough. Put the concrete there, and then every 1 or 2 layers you place some glass. Eventually, go even higher. It will look like it's just a giant abyss down there. The more layers you place, the darker it gets. That's basically how this thing works. I think with the glass will work even better. Let's see. Yeah. That's very dark. Yeah. So, if you really want it to be the abyss, then just use tinted glass. Can't even see the bottom. Right, so that's how that works. Moving on to the next area. So we got the mine over there, the eating plate over there. We got a cart, we got a camel, we got a... But now, from the water from the top of the pond, we're really back down here. So all the water from the pond kind of dribbles down over here. You got the water stream that goes all the way to the back of the farm and cultivates everything. So it's a nice recycling kind of thing. Got some berry bushes for more decoration. We got the extra logs there. Down here we got the storage room. I also labeled every room so you know which room is which. If you wanna confuse your friends, just don't label any rooms and make sure you make a lot of holes. That way they won't know where all your stuff is. But I labeled it because it's nicer. Now in the storage room, you got a little storage area over here. You got some furnaces, you got your brewing stands. So it's like simple stuff, but it looks great, right? Then up here we got the living quarters, and both this side and this side are both living quarters. Even though it says I only made one living quarter, that's because they connected. Yeah, not a big secret, they're connected. So in here we got a little bed, little living room with a lot of paintings. They use a lot of paintings in real life as well. Paintings, pots, a lot of pots. If you want to make a Tunisian cave house, make sure to use a lot of pots. I'm not joking. Really nice and simple. Then over here you got our pottery room. Yeah, right. It's they use a lot of pots to store things because pots are very easy to store your water or your wine or your food in. That's the main method of storing all your stuff, and that's why I also made this. So this is technically also a storage room, but in Minecraft using pots as storage is, well, if you know what is in every one of these pots, then I salute you, because I honestly will not know. I guess you could kind of use the symbols to know, oh, these are my valuables and these are my weapons. Even though I think you can only use one item in a pot, or did they change that? Not quite sure. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it. The good thing about these kinds of builds is that you can also keep expanding. For example, if I want another room, I can just punch a hole over here, or I can make a staircase from over here. I can make a bridge over here, and then use another hole. So you can just keep on expanding on this, and that's the beauty of this kind of build. It's so flexible, and that's also because in this video I want to do a survival build, because this is survival. All you got to do is make a hole. You don't even need to use these the white concrete, powder white concrete. You can also use normal smooth sandstone or stone. Just use any block to make these pattern. But I use the white concrete because they also use a lot of white paint in real life to, I think it's to keep the sand from falling or something, or keep it together. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, it's very easy to build. You can easily expand it. And therefore, I'm not going to do a survival build because it's very easy to do. I can, however, explain how I did it all. And for once, you can either find a hill and punch a hole in it and start your residence like that. Or you can use a fun way and use just a lot of TNT and just blow everything up like this. For example, you can do a little pattern. Right, so let's say you want this area as your starting location, right? You can always expand on it more if you either mine it. That's also an option. You can also use mine, but you know, who wants that? So let's say this is your start location, and you say, okay, I want to have my build in here. So you either mine it out or you blow it up like this. Let it play out. It's a very natural way of building. And then from here on out, you can either keep going down even more with more TNT, or you can say, all right, I'm happy with this as my starting hole, and then you can just put every block away that you don't want, and eventually you will have your little hole that you can build on. You can even have some more caves, which makes it easier to mine. Then you can just start with your living quarter. You can say, okay, I want to have a house over here, and then you can just start digging with your pickaxe and not with your fist, because that's not that efficient. And then you just do this, place your wall, place your floor, whatever you need. So that's how you start with this kind of build. And from there on out, you just expand and expand until you're happy with it. And even if you're not happy with it, then you can just expand even more. Like, let's say I got everything built here, right? I got all of these holes on the side. I can also start removing the floor and go even deeper. Yeah, this was a short little video about this kind of build, but in my opinion, that's all it needs, right? It's very simple, it's very nice as well. For the desert build, it is probably one of the more cooler things to do, because the deserts are, in my opinion, very annoying to build in, as there's just a lot of sand. You can't do a lot of terraforming. So going underneath the sand is actually a very interesting way of building and making your house done without being, you know, like one of these underground homes. So I know it's been a little bit different than my other videos, but I hope you still enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a little bit from this. And I'll see you in the next video. See ya!